My name's Charlie Puente, and today I want to talk to you about a father and a son and a situation which happened between the two of them. The father, Chris Buckner, found himself racing down the highway one day. Why was he racing down this highway? Well, recently his wife and some of his son's friends had informed him that their son, Dylan Buckner, was in a motel down the freeway a few miles away, and that he had posted and said some pretty alarming things to his mom and to his friends. They informed him, and all Chris Buckner could think while he was making his way to this hotel is, please don't let me be too late. However, unfortunately, he was too late. His son, Dylan Buckner, was a star quarterback. He had 14 offers and had a 4.7 GPA. However, as he neared the hotel, the only people he was met with is sirens and flashing lights, as he realized he was too late and his son had decided to take his own life. According to the Middle East Psychiatric, which was published in January 28, 2023, suicide accounts for 700,000 global deaths, and 80% of those have to be done in low to middle income range countries. Today, I'm here to talk to you and inform you about teen suicide and to help about it. First, I'm going to talk to you about the problems of high amounts of teen suicide. Second, I want to talk to you about why these teens decide to take their own lives. And third, I want to talk to you about the solutions and how to help these teens and their social and the reason why they decide to commit suicide or attempt to commit suicide. According to the North Shore News, which was published in October 23rd, 2005, in a class of 30 students, in a graduating class of 30 students from their freshman year to their senior year, about 21 of them have either contemplated suicide or actually attempted suicide. According to the CDC, which was published in May 16, 2015, students in a classroom who were LGBTQ+, that they were reported that 30% of them had attempted suicide and at least one time in the last year. With such high rates of suicide in these kids, why did these kids feel the need and the obligation to end their own lives? Well, there was a study done by the Creators Syndicate in January 21st, 2018, and it was done by a whole bunch of USC kids, which is University of Southern California, and they did an interview and study on 6,000 students. They figured out and concluded that those teens who had attempted suicide had rougher lives. They compared those with those who had contemplated suicide and those who had not contemplated suicide. And the results they found out was that those who had divorced parents had a higher percentage of deciding to attempt to commit suicide. These kids who had attempted suicide had foster homes, lack of parent support, and were bullied in their time as they grew up. According to the Belfast Newsletter, which was published in October 23rd, 2002, 80% of young people and who were associated with teen suicide or suicide in general had to do with mental illness and had to do with their drug problems, and these drugs that they took to help them actually ended up worsening the problem that they had. Bullying, drugs, and loneliness, and not a strong supporting family all had to do with the attempted suicide of these teens. What are the solutions to help these teens who feel like there's no way out? Well, according to Star Tribune, which was published in January 20th, 2018, these bullied kids were less likely to think about committing suicide if they were connected with parents. They liked school or had a meaningful relationship. School sometimes would be kind of hard to like, so let's say you put that out of the picture. Well, they don't have any connected parents, they have had a rough upbringing, let's take that out of the picture. Even if they just had one person in their life that they felt cared about them or felt like they could have a strong relationship with and felt like this is someone I want to impress, this is someone this is a peer in my life, this is someone who I look up highly to. If they had that in their lives, the percentages of attempted suicide or suicide at all drastically dropped. According to Ensure Safety, which is the Philadelphia Tribune, which was published on October 21st, 2017, the best way to help a kid after they had recently attempted suicide is to support them. Be careful with them and not to overstep and not over-interrogate and watch the kid's behaviors. The best way is, obviously, you want to shelter them, bring them love, but you want to be like, why do you feel that way? Well, obviously you're going to ask why you feel that way, but you're going to be very strong with not like bewildering them and making them feel like maybe their attempt shouldn't have been an attempt and it should have actually taken their own lives because they feel pressured and stressed out because of their family members are just interrogating them, attacking them, and making them feel like they'd rather not be here. Well, I've talked to you about teen suicide, I've talked to you about how to help them, and I've also talked to you about how to help avoid these situations. The best way to help is to listen and don't overstep. This could all help with avoiding another situation with Chris Buckner as he had lost his precious son, Dylan Buckner.